Hi guys, so today I decided to start again with the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I don't care, I love it. It's just who I am. But anyway, and guess who I got? I just happened to get Pachamama in a completely different deck, and I think that's awesome. And so this is number 40, which if you look over there, we have a ginseng with a magician, and that's also number 40. So maybe you're 40 years old. Maybe that number has some significance with you. Anyway. So this card in this deck talks about, a little bit more about like how she represents the unconditional love that the earth has for all her children. That includes us and the rocks, the trees, the animals, and the humans. And, as Gaia, she kind of gives us the ability to live and experience life in a biological body. So she gives us form, right? She's like encompasses that spirituality and form and all that magicalness that life brings, right? And the invitation really talks about having gratitude and an awareness of that gift that life on earth is, right? What a gift it is to be able to be alive on earth. And the things that we can connect with and how we all do connect. And it also talks about, taking care of yourself. Kind of like in, many religions, it's kind of like, your body is a temple, and that's kind of what it means, And it's funny because, like, when you think about it, like, conceptually, it kind of is, like, how you take care of yourself and how you allow yourself to be the best you really is appreciating. Like, I always like to say that, like, the best way to worship, and, because people like to use that word, but, the best way to appreciate the gift from God, spirit, universe, whatever religion that you think of, is to ultimately live your life in the best ability that you can and enjoy it and appreciate it. And so our second card is number 3 with arrow. And the essence says, receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and your soul, you are on target and when to be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling and release attachments and free yourself from bondage and unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. And I feel like that kind of emphasizes that too. It's like appreciating the ability to do these things and the magic of life, right? And the intention is when the arrow zings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you're about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed on the perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize, yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it's supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not the time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark, and you will have the cause to celebrate. And I feel like that's, trusting and having that faith, and just heading in that direction. I always like to say sometimes, because I get like over mind boggled and I have a lot going on in my mind a lot of times, and the best things that I achieve and the best I do is when I just go. Like I always say, I don't know what's happening, I just go forward, right? And I feel like that kind of like is an emphasis on having that faith and just forward action and intention, but not like panicked, and so in the first column, we have the 2 of Wands and we have the 6 of Pentacles. So this is like our energy that we're in right now, and I feel like this is saying that we are kind of like in a balanced state. You have the 2 and the 2 of Wands, and a lot of times 2 is kind of like represent a lot of balance in whatever this is, and like Wands being passion, but this is also about ambition and being excited about something that you're working on, and having that drive and that need for that. But I feel like with the 6 of Pentacles being kind of like a slower element, is kind of talking about like balancing that with also being patient. And it's also about understanding that we kind of have that balanced understanding of give and take, and I think that we are kind of being asked to do that. In the Pachamama card, it talks about in the intention about giving back, plant a tree, join a cause. You know, you don't have to like upend your whole life to where it puts you down in the dirt, you know, because you gave all your money away to a cause, but you can kind of lean your life into appreciation and do little things that kind of help, you know. You know, if you have the opportunity to recycle something, do that. If you have the opportunity to give a couple extra dollars to a worthy cause, do that. But, you know, what you're able to do, and even just being mindful and conscious of the things that we can do and the impact that we do have is enough. You know, it's being aware helps us create, you know, the activities that we do. It's kind of like when we talk about how, you know, we create our own reality. It's really talking about the mindset that you have and the action that follows that mindset kind of goes together. So you walk in the way of your action and your intention. It's all intention and how you're directing your focus. It's like inspired action. It's like trusting and not holding on to the outcome so much that, you know, either you do too much and don't allow it to just naturally happen and you try to force something, or you're just laying back and not doing anything towards your goals or where you want to be spiritually, career-wise, creatively, relationship-wise, whatever this means for you. It's doing a little bit. There's a balance to everything, right? Everything's balanced and everything. This is what it always is. But it's big on like, you know, giving and taking in that way. You know, you have to have the effort in the 3D, as they say. But you also have to allow, right? Allowing and action are one and the same. It's part of the whole, you know, cycle that works. And then we have the second column, which is the Four of Swords, and we have the Three of Wands. Lots of wands, and again, I had like a lot of these cards yesterday too. So the Three of Wands is expansion and ambition, and again, just a lot like the Two of Wands, but it's also like kind of planning ahead, and it's like this is kind of like the adventurer. Like this is somebody who's like got so many possibilities and trying to figure out where to go with that. Being the column of you know, what we need to work on. And Four of Swords is always like my meditation card. It's like my meditation and going within card. So I feel like this is saying, you know, also balancing that. And also I get a big feeling of kind of allowing your inner guidance to guide you, because Three of Wands is kind of like, you know, it's like an explorer card. And then you have the Four of Swords. So, you know, that kind of gives me that idea where we're asking ourselves and we're being asked to kind of like, you know, allow yourself to be guided by that inner guidance, right? However or wherever that comes from for you, I think that's important. And then we have the third row, which is my row of always what we have around us to use, or skills we have, or energy, or whatever. And we have the Seven of Wands, and then we have the King of Wands. So there is a lot of wands in here. There's also a lot of pentacles, but I think we have an even amount. Anyway, so with the Seven of Wands, that a lot of times is my being spiritually protected card. That is, you're also a line in the sand type of card. It's one of those where you know where you stand, you know who you are. And a lot of times when we do that, we're protected. I feel like God, universe, your higher self, whatever you believe in, I feel like when you have that conviction, there's a protection there. You know what I mean? Like when you're moving in with who you're authentically being, you're backed by that, because that's how, you know, that's how you're supposed to be. I guess you're not really supposed to be anything, but and then you have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is he's also a very spiritual king. He's very confident and ambitious and creative, and but I feel like this is saying that we have the ability to be a strong leader, and we have to understand that we are protected. So this is the things that we have to use. You have that ability to be strong and confident and action-based with confidence. So I hope that helps somebody. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Swords. A lot of times people look at the Ten of Swords as like a negative thing, but if you think about it, tens are beginnings and endings, right? And we also have the swords, which is mental. So this is things that we've gone through. These are mental things that we've collected. I also like to think of it this way, like all these swords that we've kind of collected and overcome. You're like, you've overcome that mental battle, and so you won that sword, right? That's one. And then you go to 2 and 3. So these are things that we can bring with us in our independence. And independence isn't being void of other people. This is relying on your own understanding of where you are and who you are. And I feel like that's kind of where we're getting to be. This is having all that knowledge from the past battles and overcoming so much, and having that ability to be our own person. I feel like that's kind of what we're being asked to do right now. And then also understanding that we're protected and guided in that. And what I say yesterday, Pachamama's got our back, right? And then we have our Crystal Angel Oracle, and this is Moldavite. And with unconventionality, your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. It's understanding that we're all uniquely valuable. It's, what we bring to the table. We're all made, from the same stuff. But it's how we use those things and how we incorporate those things with our inner selves and our inner understanding and our individuality that makes it so special. And then we also have number 40 with the Magician in our Herbal Astrology Oracle, which happens to be ginseng. And ginseng is a good, a lot of times people use that for energy or, different things that kind of hypes you up a little bit. But it represents a lot of that quick thinking and, intelligence. And the rulers are Uranus and Jupiter. So this is an expansion in that creativity and that out-of-the-box thinking, that individuality. So it kind of goes along with that Moldavite card. This is being the ultimate you that you can be. So I feel like this is really saying that the universe is supporting us and, the earth is supporting us right now to really kind of be our ultimate selves. Because, and I say this a lot, that I feel like when somebody is not whole, that's when we get all those yucky parts, right? Just like in shamanism, when they talk about the soul retrieval, there's pieces of us that we have to recollect, because when we go through different traumas, we lose parts of ourselves. It's soul loss. And that can create our shadows. Now, our shadows are not necessarily bad things. These are things that we just have to work with. And, love it or leave it, it's a way that we grow and understand. It's how we become the different, unique people that we are. And I feel like that's important. So I think that's kind of what we're being asked to use. Our unique goal, your unique thing, is really being needed right now in this world. It's to encourage, to invent, to create, to cause a big change. And it doesn't have to be some big, expensive, horrible, laborious thing. Just by being yourself, you inspire somebody else to be their self. And I feel deep down within us, we are naturally in touch with nature and in touch with our spirituality. And when you allow somebody else to tell you what to believe and what to think, you lose that. And I think we've gone decades and centuries, of people telling us how to think and how to be, that we've kind of lost our nature. And regaining your nature is so empowering. So I hope that helps somebody today. If you enjoy this, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And I hope you have a wonderful day.